Hello, this is Purple Rosa, and in this one I'll be starting the Dragonhold quest line. I'm really excited to get this started because I really enjoyed the Elsweyr chapter and its storyline. And this one will probably be just as good, if not better, but I'm also sad because it will end the season of the dragon. But I am excited to see how it will end, but also sad because it will be ending. So yeah, I'm in Senchal here right now in the, I'd say, main square, because I think that's the palace there, but I'm not sure as I have not explored anywhere in the city or anywhere in the zone. So be going through this blind. And yeah, to start the quest we talked to Sai Sahan here.
The time has come at last, my friend. We now have the means to fight back against this dragon invasion and save Elsweyr from certain destruction. This is where we start, in the city of Senchal. If you still wish to join me, that is.
Of course. We need to stop Calgrunted. What do you need my help with?
A dragon nests on a nearby island. I believe it plans to attack Senchal. We need to slay the creature before it strikes. Unfortunately, there's not a ship in this city that will sail us to a dragon's lair. Believe me, I've asked.
Yeah. So, what's our next step?
General Renmus, leader of Senchal's military forces, could commandeer a ship to sail us to the island. We need to arrange a meeting with the general and convince him to support us. What say you, warrior? Will you help me slay this dragon?
Of course. I'll help you deal with this dragon threat.
Now, meeting with an Imperial general is faster said than done. The paperwork alone would take days to file, and the dragon we seek could attack the city at any moment. So, I found an alternative method.
Yep, Imperials and their paperwork and policies. Just the way they do things. What does this alternative method involve?
Your aid and this handful of jewels. First, you must bribe Renmus's scribe Nadama to put us on the schedule. You'll find her in the tavern. Next, you need to speak to Darku in the city's outskirts, just south of here. He can forge our credentials.
Okay, anything else?
You also need to delay Arniel Bronk, who was scheduled to meet with the general today. Arniel's ship just docked in the harbor. If you steal his vessel's manifest, the dockmaster should detain him. That will give us enough time to speak with the general.
Bribe the clerk, pay the forger, and steal a manifest. All in a day's work. I've got it.
Lucky be willing, all will go well, and our meeting with General Renmus will commence without issue. Meet me at the palace when you're done. Meanwhile, I'll learn all I can about our upcoming dragon hunt.
Okay, tell me more about the situation in Senchal.
The outlying towns have already been ravaged by dragons, and refugees have come pouring into Senchal as a result. They hope that stone walls will stop the dragon's wrath, but it's only a matter of time before the dragons attack Senchal.
Walls won't stop dragons, they can fly. And you believe the dragon on this island will be the one to attack?
Why else would it roost so close to the city? I believe the dragon is evaluating Senchal's defenses and preparing for the right moment to strike. We must slay it before it gets that chance.
Yeah. And do you think General Renmus will help us?
That is my hope. No matter the risk, our best option is to slay this dragon on its own island, away from the innocents of Senchal. Let's hope the general agrees with that logic.
He should. Do you still have the Horn of Jadari?
Of course. I would hardly ask you to join me in this battle without it. I've also been able to train with the Dragon Horn and become more attuned to its powers and limitations.
Ooh, so what have you learned?
We know that the Horn of Jadari can force dragons out of the sky. I also believe that it's practically indestructible. However, I find that the horn needs time to replenish its magic after every use.
Well, of course. magic has limits. And what does that mean for battle?
It means I can only use the horn occasionally in battle. That limitation aside, it's still a powerful weapon. It will greatly aid us in the hunts to come.
For sure. So how did you come up with the plan to meet General Renmus?
You'd be surprised what people tell a respectable gentleman with a distinguished beard. Take Nadama, for example. I heard that she's been seeking a way to leave Senchal for weeks. A few gems would certainly help pay for her passage.
Yeah, that would. And what about our forger, Darku?
It was easy enough to learn about that braggart. I overheard him in the tavern, claiming that he could forge any document in Senchal. For the right price, of course. Let's see if he has the skills to back up his boasts.
It's not something I would boast about if I could do that, but he was probably drunk. And Senchal has been cut off from Northern Elsweyr for a while, which I'll explain that later. And what about Arniel Brank? Why do I need to steal his ship manifest?
All ships coming into Senchal are subject to a cargo inspection, unless they present a sanctioned ship's manifest. If you're able to steal Arniel's manifest, he'll be held up in customs for hours. That will give us time to speak with the general.
And you're sure this will help us get an appointment with the general?
Yes, lucky willing. Had we the time, I would go through official channels. But with so much at stake, we can't afford the delay. We have no choice but to use these underhanded measures.
For sure. For sure. But it's okay, I'm a thief. I will do it. So yeah, Senchal has been cut off from Northern Elsweyr, where are we? Just here. Because Southern Elsweyr got hit really hard with the Carnarton flu compared to Northern Elsweyr, which just had Orcrest. Cicatrice got hit with the flu as well, and other areas, but nowhere near as bad as Southern Elsweyr here, which got hit really hard with the flu, and they've been kind of cut off from Northern Elsweyr and the rest of the world, I think. And as you can see, the architecture, they haven't been able to upkeep it because, yeah, a lot of people have died.
Ancient Daedric artifact to heal.
And there are Imperials here, but what I've understood about that is that these Imperials have been here for a while and kind of integrated themselves amongst the Khajiit that live here, so they live side by side peacefully. Ooh, who's she?
I came here because of dragons. Now there's a challenge. Figured some group was setting up to deal with them and I want to be in on that.
Ooh, she might join the Dragon Guard. Have you ever faced a dragon before?
Not yet. I aim to remedy that soon. I have a long history of fighting monsters. Big monsters, Nord-eating creatures, crazed beasts. You name it, and I've stuck my axe in it. No one has ever said Margreta Eierhard has backed down from a battle.
I believe it. She's got the scars to show for it too. You enjoy killing creatures?
I live for the thrill of it. I'm not talking about killing a deer on the hunt, that's a necessity. Going after a creature many times your size, who has been terrorizing a village or who is wily and cruel, that's pure heart-pounding action.
Sounds like she enjoys it too. So, are you a mercenary for hire?
I think of myself as more of a specialist. I don't sell my axe to armies. I'm not interested in the inane wars of inane kings. I travel, and I deal with problems. Sometimes I stay someplace for a while, but pretty soon I get restless.
Yeah. How did you get into this line of work?
Same way any vengeful monster hunter does, I guess. I was a sapling when frost trolls attacked my small village in Falkreath. I survived, but I swore vengeance against any brutish, ravaging creature.
Yeah. She sounds like a really interesting character. I hope we see more of her. I hope. So, what's our task? We have to bribe the clerk, forge the document, steal the manifest. So, I'll do the clerk first. She's in the tavern.
That's what he said.
So yeah, we'll go to the tavern first. Ooh! He's sitting really cool.
You look tasty, and it's time for my next snack. I kid, of course. It's not nice to hunt prey in this city.
I'm not your dinner. Are you guarding the bank?
Are you planning to rob it? Oh, do say yes. I'm a little bored. I could bring you down before you took 7 steps. Maybe 8.
So, do you encourage all patrons to rob the bank?
No, of course not. Sometimes I encourage them to sneak into the palace to steal General Renmors's gold, just to liven things up around here, you understand?
Yeah. Suppose it would be boring, sitting in front of the bank. Okay, so to the tavern. Now that daytime's coming, we can see this place better. These banners. I know that's the Imperial banner. That might be the Central banner. Not sure. So is this the tavern? It looks pretty big. Let's go in. Okay, so the tavern. Ooh, history of Central. So we'll learn some about the city. With love for those who raised this one, who succumbed to the flu, you breathe life into this one's heart before your passing. For those compiling a history of the city-state of Central, we must rise to a series of challenges. The very nature of how Central came into being lies heavily within the realm of song and oral history passed among the clans of Khajiit. Various calamities compound the difficulties facing a scholar researching the city, such as loss of property during various chaotic periods, which of course affected any written law. That said, this one has found some resources that provide us with a brief overview of the history of Central. Given the nature of these resources, however, approach what follows with the same caution you would use when sneaking past a terror bird. The formation of Central. The early days of the Khajiit within the province now called Elsweyr saw them separated into 16 different clans, each of which performed a different function. The location that is now Central was originally a favoured landing place of the Central clan, who were skilled at building ships and sailing them from port to port. As trade increased, the Khajiit built dwellings and businesses, creating permanent structures. Fires demolished these buildings upon occasion in the early days, which led them to the use of stone. At this time, a class system started forming among the merchants, traders, and raiders. From this, the infamous Black Kyogo section of town was born, the rumoured stomping grounds of Rajin. Oh! Catering to raiders and thieves, while the rest of the town had its own sections based on social status, including the home of the clan leader. The Thracian Plague. The budding city-state of Central continued to grow until the Thracian Plague in 1E to 260. According to Partially Burnt Journal, author unknown. Many dead to this Thracian Plague, with the rest in panic. This one think it best to flee, but they have closed the gates. The smuggler tunnels burn, trapping those within Black Kyogo. They will die fiery deaths, no doubt. This one hates to think of even the worst of them dying that way. This one also worries that those fires will spread to the remaining wooden structures and then to the stone buildings. Already this one cannot breathe due to smoke. Wet cloth over the mouth does only so much. Curse those who set those fires. They will kill those of us who don't fall too. Presumably the author was referring to the plague at the end, and indeed the fire spread, burning flammable objects and scorching stone. This one doubts any survived. Scattered evidence indicates that Central required extensive building after these fires. Rebuilding Central. Over the next several decades, the city grew back, solidifying its social structure even as its physical structures were rebuilt. Black Kyogo remained a haven for thieves, raiders, and others who operated outside the law. The political structure for the entire region of Palatine changed after the plague. Now the ruler of the city also ruled the region. Clan identity fell completely away and was replaced by one's role within Central society, a change linked to both Breton and Imperial influence. Most of Palatine's rulers during this period focused on creating a sense of stability, sometimes at the expense of doing what some would consider to be fair or just. One ruler stands out due to his ties to the Imperials, King Dragose. After hearing a bard tell a tale, he summoned Moloch Baal to destroy the town of Gilvardel. Shortly thereafter he became one of the new advisors to Emperor Riemann Cyrodiil III. Ties to the imperial throne strengthened until after Riemann III died. Potentate Verzadu Shay took over the empire. Additionally, further political change came to Central in the form of the marriage of Ishita of Palatine to Kyogo of Anequina, forming the province of Elsweyr from their separate regions. Then in a well-known story, Potentate Verzadu Shay reportedly died at the hands of an unnamed assassin in Central Palace, where he was residing at the time. Moragtong. After the death of Verzadu Shay, another blow landed. Khajiit rebels slaughtered most of Elsweyr royal dynasty. The citizens of Central fell back to their now entrenched traditions and social structures to remain resilient, and life didn't look too different for the average person in Central until Second Era 565, when the Khanatan flu devastated the city. According to reports, this illness originated in Black Kyogo, and as happened with the Thracian Plague, fire was seen as the ultimate solution. Unknowingly, frightened residents repeated the same act that destroyed Central so many years before. Many suffered and died from the smoke and flames as well as the actual illness, and the Central of today remains a pale shadow of its former glory. Now, Imperial forces reside within the city, serving as a sort of local militia, while Khajiit work to rebuild yet again. This one looks forward to seeing what comes of this mix of Khajiit and Imperial ingenuity given the current state of Cyrodiil. Wow, that's brutal. The Thracian Plague, the Khanatan flu. Central will recover in time. So do we go up or down? Let's check up. But yeah, that was interesting. Oh, what's in this wardrobe? A lockpick. think we have to go down. It's just a cool little quaint inn / tavern. Oh yeah, she's down there. Ooh.
And our children, what of them?
I do not know.
We must know. There's no work in Senchal. How will we feed them?
We can't go back home, dearest. There's nothing left.
I know, I'm scared. I don't want the children to starve.
Oh, what was that about? Gambler's Art. Can I talk to them? No. Yeah, times are hard in Senchal and Southern Elsweyr by the sounds of it. We'll probably see that when we venture further out. So here's Nadima.
Can't you see that I'm trying to drink away my sorrows? It's an extremely delicate process, you know. Doesn't require company.
I need to see General Renmus today.
Today? You are very, very funny. General Renmus's schedule is full today. If you want to see him, fill out your paperwork and submit it, just like everyone else.
Could, but we don't have time. There's a dragon threat. Could some Jules convince you to add me to the schedule?
I didn't know you were feeling so generous, Walker. I suppose your name can be added to the general schedule. But that is all, yes? You'll need to secure the proper documents and delay his previous appointment.
Okay, I understand. Here are your jewels.
Thanks for the generous donation. Let's just make sure this little exchange stays between us, yes?
Of course. What's your next step?
I'm going to finish my drink and then find the next ship off of this moon's forsaken city. If dragons weren't bad enough, all these refugees will eat Senchal out of house and home. I'm leaving before the riots start.
Yeah, that's smart, I guess. Should go to Northern Elsweyr. Speaking of Northern Elsweyr, I wonder if Chimera will make another appearance. I hope so. I liked Chimera. She was a good character. So, the city is really run down. But it's not their fault. They got hit by the flu.
What brings you to the bottom side of Senchal's tavern? Hiding from dragons? They are not known for asking for consent, yes? Or perhaps you hide from something less vicious,
She's drunk. So they're obviously gambling. So I'm interested to see that Kyogo, I think it was, part of the city. Yeah, let's do a walk around. Some of the buildings are still burnt from the flu.
Vadra speaks true. The dragons fought each other.
Your eyes aren't what they used to be, grandmother.
This one knows what she saw. Our village wasn't attacked. It was just in their way.
But why would they fight each other?
This one does not know, but the thought frightens her.
If the dragons fight each other, they aren't eating us. Sounds good to me.
None of this sounds good. None of it.
Well, at least it can't get any worse.
Dragons fighting each other. That's new. Oh, she's so short compared to him. But Khajiit, with their moon cycles, determine what they become when they're born. But yeah, dragons fighting each other. What could that mean? Oh, there's a quest. Oh, an Elfique. They're asleep. Yeah, we'll pick up this quest.
Whether writ or will or waver, Darku is your savior. Tell this one, what need have you of the finest forger in all of Senshal?
Oh, this is the forger. I didn't think I'd find him just by walking around randomly. Okay. I need diplomatic papers to get me and a friend in to see General Renmus.
Interesting. Most interesting. Diplomatic papers. Yes, that would get you in to see the Shave-Skin General. Of course, skills such as Darkus require compensation worthy of his talent.
Of course. Will these jewels cover the expenses?
Ah, yes. These beauties will do quite nicely. Here you are, then. Diplomatic papers, all up to date and ready to present. Just make sure you have an appointment, eh? Wouldn't want to walk in on the General unannounced.
Yeah. This general doesn't sound... Well, from what we've been told, he just sounds like he follows protocol and policies. Don't worry, I have a plan. So that was the forger. Where am I on the map? Here. Yeah, I didn't think I'd find him just by walking around randomly. But exploring is fun. So, yeah. We'll explore some more. Oh, pretty. Well, worn down, but pretty in its own way. I don't know what it is about old run-down buildings that make them look cool. Maybe because they're like old and ancient.
Well?
What's this place? Looks like an old stable. But I suppose if you're poor, you'll sleep anywhere. Yeah. Oh! It's a pretty Elfique. Aw, are they in love? Aw. Yeah, this city kind of makes you sad seeing it like this. Yeah, makes me sad. But they're just making do and getting by. So we have to get the ship's manifest. But I want to explore some more. So much to do. So much to see.
9 times out of 10.
Ooh, a little room. Might continue on the quest. Ooh, let's talk to her.
I'm curious about this Dragon Guard. They say Sai Sahan himself leads them. Even as far away as Orsinium, we've heard of that great warrior. I'd like to get eyes on him. Not like that. I can respect a renowned fighter for his prowess, can't I?
Of course. So it seems she might join the Dragon Guard as well.
Everything in Elsweyr wants us dead. Smugglers, pirates, dragons, now even our own bodies try to kill us. Only wish it was me instead of my poor Anya.
Aww. Yeah. This poor city has seen better days. But yeah, kind of cool walking through, seeing what they've done. A job offer. Southern Elsweyr needs you. Warriors of the Carj, take heed. Southern Elsweyr and lands beyond face an unprecedented threat. Dragons, criminals, cave-dwelling beasts emerge from every corner of our beloved land. As such, the citizen councils and local constabulary have gathered in Central to offer rewards for actions taken in defense of the homeland. Those with the time and talent should make haste to Central. To Saraba stands ready to answer any and all inquiries. To Saba, could that be the daily?
I think Goutfangs would respect folk trying to keep people fed. To go around.
Yeah, that's the daily quest.
Greetings, Rook. Ah, look at that swagger. A doughty adventurer seeking work, yes? Saraba can always tell.
I saw your job posting. What kind of work are you offering?
The dangerous kind. But the greater the danger, the greater the rewards, yes? Guibert Flaubert offers tasks that you can accomplish alone. And Brucius Banius seeks groups of heroes to challenge more powerful foes. Believe Saraba, they both pay well.
Sounds good. I'm interested in those jobs.
A wise choice, Walker. Very wise indeed. Please speak to any of my friends here. They will get you started on the path to coin and adventure. Ah, Saraba almost forgot. Take this small retainer to whet the appetite, yes? Farewell.
Oh, so generous. 82 gold.
Do not be a stranger, Rook. Southern Elsweyr never stays quiet for long. A new day here means new adventures. Moons guide you.
Moons guide you too. So yeah, the daily quest.
You love gold, right? Maybe glory? You can earn both. Let me tell you how.
I'm looking for work.
And I'm recruiting people who need work. Happy coincidence, yeah? A rogue Goutfang and his students waylaid one of our supply caravans. Took a bunch of rice. We need that rice. We also need that group of adepts dead.
So this Goutfang really likes rice?
Ha, you're a funny one. Ri Atarashi made off with everything, so draw your own conclusions. The quartermaster needs the rice to provision folk. And I don't want to stare down a plate of overly sweet Khajiit food again. Will you do it? Pays well.
I'll do it.
Good fortune, friend. I'll see you soon.
What do you do here?
The quartermaster of the Shields of Senshal has me pay groups to settle business out in the wilds. Don't take this wrong, but it's stuff too dangerous to handle alone. Angry temple guardians, pariahs, all of them need killing.
Shields of Senchal, who are they?
Oh, now there's a story. But I'll give you the short version. The Shields of Senshal, formerly known as the 13th Legion, protects this fine city of Senshal. Protects, mind you, not rules. The cats here seem quite taken with our efforts.
Yeah. Legion, so Imperial?
Yes, we're Imperials. Emperor Aquilarius sent us over 5 years ago to help with the Nahatan flu recovery. Now we're kind of stuck here, I guess. Good thing for the locals, too, considering. Dragons. Like we didn't have enough problems.
Yeah. Why don't the shields take care of the problems you're assigning out?
They have other things to do. But lucky you, these jobs keep the locals happy. It's good for business. General's all about business. It's good for you, too. You get gold from me when you help them all stay happy.
These Imperials sound good.
Ah, greetings, my intimidating but lightly gallant friend. Looking for honest work? Well, you've come to the wrong place. I jest, of course. I have plenty of suitable heroic work for a person of your stature. Interested?
What do you need done?
You'll like this one. Maybe. Settling the undead appeals to your heroic sensibilities, doesn't it? If so, excellent. If not, there's gold involved. A mage I know crafted these unique candle orbs. She wants them placed in the Forsaken Citadel.
What do these candles do?
Burn, of course. Well, I hope so at any rate. I haven't tried them out. Moving on. The herbs and enchantments contained in the wax should ease the burdens of restless spirits. That's what she told me anyway. I guess we'll find out. Good luck, hero.
Of course candles burn. I like him, he sounds cool. Alright, I'll place these candles around the citadel.
Do be careful out there, Dragons, can you believe it?
Yep, I can. I've killed a few. Who are you again?
Guibert Flaubert? Procurer and purveyor of unusual goods. Raconteur, a man about town. A true pleasure to meet you, my friend.
And you. And what is it you do here?
I serve as the middleman between wealthy clients and daring sellswords such as yourself. A broker, if you will. If you perform the tasks I set before you, I'll give you a share of the profits. It's simple, really.
Yeah, and why don't your clients come straight to us?
And cut out the middleman? Perish the thought. Middlemen are the beating heart of commerce and industry. Guibert is a middleman. Guibert's father was a middleman. And one day, Guibert's indolent son shall be a middleman as well.
If you say so.
I do say so. Now then, let's make some gold together.
I really like him. So yeah, I usually, if I'm getting a daily quest for the first time, I usually listen to the dialogue. But if they're repeat quests, I just skip over them. But yeah, Guibert Flaubert, he sounds really eccentric.
Praise Vivek! You were there to stop Alexandra Cannell from
So we have
capturing
to
the Coral
go
Heart.
to get the merchant manifest, but I'm going to end this one here and we'll continue on in the next one. Thanks for watching.